Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the AFC North lately, you've probably caught wind of some pretty explosive rumors coming out of league circles. Whispers that have the potential to shake up the division in a way we haven't seen in years. These aren't just baseless rumors either. Sources close to the league are suggesting that the Cleveland Browns, currently sitting at a disappointing 3-9 record with a cap space of around $45 million, are actually preparing to make a bold move that could change the landscape entirely. And the big news. They're apparently looking to trade Myles Garrett, one of their most dominant defensive stars, to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-round pick in 2027. Yes, you heard that right. The Browns, desperate to rebuild after a disastrous 2024 season, are reportedly willing to part ways with Garrett, who has been a cornerstone of their defense since he was drafted. The move, if it happens, would not only be a seismic shift for Cleveland, but could also be a game-changer for the Steelers' championship aspirations. It's a bold strategy, no doubt, and one that signals Cleveland's acknowledgement that their current approach isn't working. They're looking to reset, to load up on draft picks, and to build around younger talent, especially on the offensive line and at quarterback, where they've been struggling to find consistency. Myles Garrett, the 29-year-old edge rusher, has been nothing short of a force when healthy. The guy is an absolute game wrecker. Over his career, he's amassed 98, 5 sacks, and he's currently leading the NFL with a pass rush win rate of 25%. In 2025 alone, he logged 18 sacks in 12 games, more than some entire teams like the Panthers, Bengals, or 49ers. His PFF grade for this season is an eye-popper, sitting at 92.3, which ranks him at the very top among all edge rushers. He's constantly disruptive with 43 pressures and averaging 1.5 sacks per game. What's even more impressive is that he's been relatively injury-free since 2023, and his EPA, or expected points added per disruptive play, is +2.1 per game. That's elite stuff, even surpassing some of the best seasons of J.J. Watt. His win rate of 27% forces double teams, which opens up opportunities for teammates and significantly boosts the entire front seven's effectiveness, elevating the defense's overall performance by around 15%. From Cleveland's perspective, the situation isn't looking promising. Their defense is leaking points, giving up around 22.5 points per game, and losing Garrett would be a massive blow to their pass rush and overall team morale. The cap savings of roughly $25 million post-trade could open up some room to retool, but the loss of a defensive player of the year, who has carried a historically bad offensive line ranked last in the league, is a significant gamble. Cleveland's front office has been criticized for not reinforcing the offensive line around Garrett in past seasons, especially after the 2022 mistake, when they failed to bolster their protection around him. Now, with only 3 wins on the board this season, they're prioritizing youth and rebuild mode, accepting the risk of losing a superstar to set the table for future growth. Meanwhile, over here in Pittsburgh, the mood is much different. Sitting at 6-6 with playoff odds climbing and a real shot at making a deep postseason run, the Steelers are quietly assembling what could be one of the most formidable defenses in the league. Pairing Garrett with T.J. Watt, who's been sensational with 15 sacks this season, and Cam Hayward with his 8 tackles for loss, creates a trio that's reminiscent of the Steel Curtain era. The potential of this line, with Garrett added to the mix, could boost their total sacks by around 18%, making pass protection a nightmare for opponents. The Steelers' defense is already elite, with a PFF grade of 95+ for the front 7, and adding Garrett would take them to another level, forcing offenses to adjust their entire game plan. But it's not just the defense that benefits. With Aaron Rodgers back under center, throwing for over 286 yards with a 65.2% completion rate and 19 touchdowns, the offense is starting to click. The offensive line, though battered by injuries, has allowed 28 sacks, which is still manageable but needs improvement. The addition of Garrett, who is known for his relentless pressure, would give the Steelers a real edge in the playoffs. His ability to generate pressure quickly and force turnovers is exactly what Pittsburgh needs to elevate their chances of competing for their 7th Super Bowl title. And speaking of the offense, the run game has been a bright spot, with Warren and Gainwell's YAC explosion, boosting their yards after contact by 12%. This kind of balanced attack, combined with Garrett's pass-rushing prowess, makes the Steelers a dangerous team come postseason time. Now, if you think about the bigger picture, the potential impact of this trade could be enormous. Garrett's presence could double their sack production, elevate their pass rush to among the league's best, and turn the Steelers into a true contender. His history of playoff success, including a record 27 pressures in just 3 postseason games last year, shows he's built for the big stage. The odds for the Super Bowl, which currently sit around plus 8,000, could very well shorten if this move materializes, because Garrett would be a true X-factor in the playoffs. It's not just about adding talent, it's about shifting the entire division's balance of power. The Ravens and Bengals will have to respond quickly, or they risk falling behind a Steelers team that's now all in on a Super Bowl run. And let's not forget the timing of all this. The trade deadline on November 4th is approaching fast, and it's the perfect window for teams to make bold moves. The Browns' willingness to part ways with Garrett in exchange for future draft capital signals their belief that they're not winning this year. For Cleveland, it's about reloading and building for the future, even if it costs them their best defensive player now. But for the Steelers, this could be the piece they need to push them from a wild-card team to legitimate Super Bowl contenders. With Garrett on board, the defense becomes a nightmare for offenses, and the entire team gains confidence that they can compete with the best of the best. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, it could spark a new era of Steelers dominance. Imagine Garrett and Watt wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks, Rodgers leading a potent offense, and the Steelers raising their 6th Lombardi trophy in 2026, echoing past dynasties but with a fresh twist. It's a vision of Pittsburgh reclaiming its throne, while Cleveland faces the tough task of rebuilding from the ashes. The AFC North is about to get a lot more interesting, and Steelers fans should be excited because this isn't just about adding a star. It's about redefining what's possible in this division. Now, of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually goes through. But if league insiders are right and Cleveland is indeed willing to deal Garrett, the Steelers would be wise to jump on it. The opportunity to add a player of his caliber doesn't come around often, especially not in the middle of a playoff push. Garrett's impact wouldn't just be felt on the field. It would send a message to the rest of the league that the Steelers are serious about competing for a Super Bowl once again. With Garrett, Watt, and Hayward anchoring the front, the Steelers' defense could become the league's nightmare, and their offense, led by Rodgers, would have all the ingredients to make a deep postseason run. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled. This could be the move that defines the franchise for years to come. The AFC North is about to get a whole lot more competitive, and Pittsburgh might just be at the center of it all. The future looks bright, and with this kind of boldness from the front office, the Steelers are proving that they're not here to just compete, they're here to dominate. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Garrett is the missing piece to finally bring another Super Bowl trophy back to Heinz Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This is a team on the cusp of something special, and whatever happens, one thing is for sure. The Steelers are about to make some serious noise in the NFL.